All right. Illini win 52-3. Luke, 217, 3 touchdowns. Had a pretty solid night. Aiden, 9 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns, 57-yard long run. Caden, 74 yards. Valentine, 51 yards. Luke got sacked a few times. Didn't like to see that. Hank Beatty had himself one heck of a night. 5 catches for 108 yards, 59-yard long. Had a punt return touchdown and almost had a second punt return touchdown. So he had himself a heck of a night. We'll see if going forward, if he is the star on offense. Elsie, 2 catches, 25 yards. Justin, 3 for 23. Tight ends, Arkin, 2 for 14. Hudson from West Virginia, 1 catch for 5 yards. Dixon, 1 for 8. Obviously Hank was the one he was more in sync with, and Justin. But we'll see as the season goes. Naturally, like to see the tight ends even more involved. And Phil Simms mentioned something. He would love to see the tight ends working on the inside. And I would totally agree with that. But we'll see as they go through the season what they do. Gabe with 2 sacks, forced fumble. Had a nice night. And some of the new guys, such as Hunt, had a pretty decent little night. Secondary, they did have their moments where they were suspect. So hopefully they get that worked out. You can see that Western had a receiver, Davis, who had 65 yards, 4 catches, averaged 16 yards a catch. The Brandon averaged 14 yards a catch for 2 catches. So, Illinois secondary, they got to be better. As far as the run defense, when you hold your opponent to 1 yard a carry on 12 carries, that's getting it done. The quarterback didn't throw a touchdown. Overall, you really can't take much from this game. Illinois did what they had to do. Now, should the score have been worse? Yes. I feel like they should have scored 70. This season, there should be no apologies, no excuses. You guys do know that this is the year for Illinois to make it to the playoffs. Because next year, they're losing, I think, 7 starters on defense. They're going to lose their quarterback, their entire offensive line, and whoever else. This is the year they have to win. They have to make it to the playoffs. You cannot lose to Duke. You cannot lose to Indiana. You cannot lose to USC. You have to win those games. You have to make it to the playoffs, because you're going to lose a lot of people. And next year is probably going to be a rough year. So this is the year. This is the most important year in the history of Illinois football, because they never, ever back up a 10-win season with a 10+1 season the next season. They've never done it in their history. They have their quarterback back, their offensive line back. They have some players on defense back. This is the season to have your best season, make the college playoff. They have to. If they lose to Duke, I'm going to be sick. If they lose to Indiana, I'm going to be sick. If they lose to USC, I'm going to be sick. We know Illinois, they've been good at losing to teams they shouldn't lose to. They've been good at blowing games that prevent them from going to where they should go. They choke every season. Even when Illinois had their good season, there were games they choked. They lost games they shouldn't have. And it cost them from what they should have been doing. But this season, this has to be the season. You don't lose to Duke, Indiana, USC. You win those games. You deliver. You make it to the playoffs. Now, me and my brother, we have some of the best seats that you can get for the Illinois-Ohio State game. Could you imagine Illinois, Ohio State, undefeated, playing that game? Could you imagine? And me and my brother will be there, right 50-yard line. I mean, prime location. We got the tickets for a total of $500 and almost $600, I think, for those 2 tickets. Whoever sold them, they're kicking themselves, because he could have sold each of these tickets for $600. So he's kicking himself right now. And believe me when I tell you, if Illinois is undefeated and Ohio State's undefeated, those tickets will be going for $1,000 each, easy. I might have to sell them, to be honest with you. But we'll see. First things first. You got to go play Duke, and you got to beat them. It should be no problem. I'm concerned with the offensive line. I'm concerned that they just can't dominate the line of scrimmage when they need to. And that concerns me. So they're going to have to throw the ball. And thankfully, Luke, he's capable. We have some receivers that are capable. So we should be able to get it done. But it just sucks that it doesn't look like when we need to run the ball that we can't move the line of scrimmage and get it done. We're going to have to throw the ball in the end zone to get a touchdown. It is what it is. You just hate to see that they can't run the ball when they have to. So we'll see, though. There's always a chance to improve. Things can get better. I look forward to the Duke game. I want to see Illinois pound them. And then the Indiana game, that's the game I really want to see. Illinois come out, dominate. So anyway, 52-3. What else can you say? Easy victory. And we're moving on to Duke. So, big year this year. The biggest year in the history of Illinois football. So much is on the line. If they lose to Duke or Indiana or USC, it's just like every other year. They choke against a team they shouldn't have. They lose, and it's going to cost them from where they should be. And I don't want to see that. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments.